1 month ago I started the collab contest. I made the breakdown, you needed to make the drop, and the best idea would win a collab with me, an Ozone 10 license, all my products, and will be a pro Patreon member. Today I'm gonna say the top 10 and the winner. And before checking this, I want to say something. When I make a remix competition, I don't care at all the genres that you make. Maybe one of the winners is in a genre that I would never have produced and I don't even listen or so, but the idea is so nice, so that person wins the remix competition. But here is different, because here I need to collab with this person, and maybe the best idea doesn't fit 100% with me. If the idea doesn't fit 100% with me, what we've been talking in the live streams is that I'm gonna help that person to finish the song, I'm gonna mix it, I'm gonna master it, I'm gonna work on it, but maybe my name is not in the title. We will discuss all of this while we make the song, depending on who wins and all of this, but nothing else. Let's start checking the top 10. And no, this is not in any particular order, it's just the order I just opened the links, okay? So the first idea is Remixes.
You're like the ocean and a tide coming in. You're like the whispers riding past on the wind.
This is just my breakdown.
Come to me, all of my emotions are underneath. Showing the devotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
The idea is pretty good, I think it needs some work, but it has a lot of potential, that's why it's in the top 10. I would do some things like, for example, in the build-up I would try to make it sound a bit fuller or trying to go more in the style of the drop. It's true that in the middle of the drop he had the melody, but maybe since the beginning he would try to have maybe the bass sounds or something like this. I also like how he opens the filters in the leads, because this adds variation in the song. But for example, in this part, here, after opening the filter, when you close again, I would add the drums, the hi-hats and the claps. And then for the second part of the drop, maybe he can add more shakers or more layers on the leads or something like this to keep evolving. Next one, Ludem.
You're like the ocean and a tide coming in. You're like the whispers riding past on the wind. That was the addiction, cause I simply give in.
This one added more things to the breakdown.
Oh God, I love it. You make me love it. Come to me.
I think this one is so unique and it sounds really good. The mixdown is on point, you know, and it's one of the most unique submissions that I've received out of the 130 submissions I got. Next one, Lucas Michelson.
Come to me, all of my emotions are underneath. Showing the devotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Now can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for
I think this one also sounds really good and is basically done. I think the biggest problem that this song has is in the breakdown, where it has pianos together with the vocal. These pianos are quite strong, following a different rhythm than the vocal is following, so they are clashing a little bit. Probably in this part we just have only the pianos or the vocal, or at least make the pianos don't have that different rhythm from the vocal. Anyway, it doesn't mean it sounds bad, it's just personal preference. Next one by Harry Demo.
You're like the ocean and a tide coming in. You're like the whispers riding past on the wind. I go a little bit crazy within every time. You are the devil. Oh God, I love it. You make me love it.
In the rules I said that you cannot change the break that much because in the end this is a collab and that was my part, you just need to make a drop. You could add some things in the break to adapt it to your style, but don't change it that much. Anyway, this is not gonna be one thing to don't make you win. I think the idea is really good, it has a lot of energy, the drop when it starts and you have that bass, really rave face, like. But maybe those kind of melody plugs, I will try to have more attack on them, like hit harder. And that fast bass we can hear during the drop, but especially when it starts. I think it's really good, but it has still a kind of soft sound. Maybe a kind of more aggressive, more crispy touch could work better. Next one by Clank Safari.
You make me love it. Come to me. All of my emotions are underneath.
The vocal sounds louder than my version.
Emotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I think this one sounds quite unique and has a lot of potential. It still needs some work. For example, the bass sound is a bit too wide. I will try to make it a little bit more narrow and maybe have one bass layer more in the center to have more strength there. The drums need to be louder and with more attack, especially the kick. But for example, the clap also needs maybe more brightness or another layer, be louder and so to stand out a bit more. But the idea is pretty good and pretty unique. Next one by Madara.
You are the devil and I worship your sins. Oh God, I love it. You make me love it. Come to me. All of my emotions are underneath. Showing the emotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I like a lot the happy vibes on this one. It's more kind of radio touch, but I like it. It can work so well on Spotify and streaming platforms. I feel it needs a bit more brightness. The lead is completely dry. You need to add reverb, and the pianos in the background are good, but maybe you can try to add another layer to make it a bit stronger, also make it a bit brighter or so. The next one by NCRC. Here it says I actually make tech house, and this time he made drum and bass.
You're like the ocean and I take coming in. You're like the whispers riding past on the wind. Come to me. All of my emotions are underneath. Showing the emotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Is it my Is it my
This one right now, it still needs a lot of work. The drop sounds a bit empty, it needs more bass, the kick needs to be a bit stronger and these kind of things. But I think the idea has a lot of potential, that's why it's here in the top 10. Number 8 by Arcus.
love it? Come to me. All of my emotions are underneath. Showing the emotions now. Can we put this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
Honestly, I thought that you would have made way more Percival songs. There were some, of course. In this one, I think it was the best one. It still needs some work and some changes. For example, in the build-up at the end, he uses some of the high frequencies and makes it mono. But he went too far doing this. It's good to control the highs at the end of the build-up and to make it a little bit more mono, but not that much. I missed some high frequency attack on the kick, the leads need to stand out a bit more, and there's a bit too much noise in the drop. But the idea is really good and also has a lot of potential. This one is Future Bass by Proximo.
You're like the ocean that I take coming in. You're like the whispers riding past on the wind.
It's fast.
Feel crazy within. Every time I think of you, I'm the king. You are the devil and I worship your sins. Oh God, I love it. You make me love it. Come to me. All of my emotions are underneath. Showing me the emotions.
I like the vibes. This one sounds so beautiful and I love the vibes of it. It needs some work in the mixing, like making it sound a bit brighter, making the kick cut through the mix a little bit better with a bit more high frequencies on the attack. And maybe I think at the beginning of the break when you hear the snaps it feels a bit too fast. But I think it sounds so good, it reminds me a little bit to kind of Chainsmokers vibe or something like this and deserve it to be in the top 10. And last but not least, Ventom. He was one of the winners of my remix competition of Out of My Head.
You're like the ocean and a tide coming in. You're like the whispers
Kind of the same vibe
from the wind.
that in the remix competition.
Now it's the addiction 'cause I simply give in. Oh God, I love it. You make me love it. Lately I've been feeling myself 'cause you're feeling me. Now can we pull this into motion? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it.
I expected a future bass or melodic dubstep drop like he did in the remix competition, also because in the break he has the kind of the same vibe. The drop right now still needs some work. I think it's good, I like the vibe and so, but you need to improve it, you know, it sounds a bit basic right now. So wow, these are the top 10 ideas. Of course there were other ideas that were really good, but I just could choose 10. And choosing the winner has been pretty difficult because there are some songs that I like, some songs that give me good vibes, some songs that sound a bit more original. As I said, if it's a remix competition, it's a bit easier because I just choose the best songs, I don't care the genres. But here I also need to think on my style or what I want to release. But in the end, there's one idea that in my opinion sounds quite original, sounds really good in the mixing, and I like it, and it deserves to be the winner, and this one is the idea of Ludem. I also want to give a special mention to the ideas of Madara and Proxima, that I like them so much. But of course, I want to say thank you to everybody that is in the top 10, but also to everybody that participated in this competition. Thank you so much for joining it, and thank you so much for sending me your ideas. But there could only be one winner, and it's been really difficult to decide. So nothing else, congrats to the winner. Let me know in the comments which one do you think should have been the winner, and which one do you like the most. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much also to all my Patreon members that are always supporting me month by month. And if you want to be a Patreon member, the winner now is gonna be, but if you want to, down below in the description you have the link, you can go and you have all the information and so. And nothing else guys, see you in the next video.